This is Leilani Clark, and I'm here at a special event sponsored by Grey Goose for the new film 10 Years, starring Channing Tatum and Rosario Dawson. Stay tuned. So listen, tell me about 10 Years. You're not only a star of this film, but you're also producing on this film. How did this come about? I heard that it came about on the set of Dear John.
Yep. Yeah, me and Jamie, he wrote Dear John, and we were sitting around on set, and he told me that he was about to have to go to his 10-year reunion, and I had mine, but I couldn't go because I was actually working, and then so he went, he came back, and he starts telling me all these crazy stories of like how it all unfolded, and we just sort of hatched the idea of like getting a bunch of our friends and throwing something together.
And your character, you're kind of in a little bit of a love triangle between Jenna and Rosario Dawson. So you're kind of figuring out some things at this reunion. Can you tell me more about that?
Yeah, that was kind of a tricky part for us. We didn't want to. It's not like a traditional love triangle where it's like oh, I love you and I love you, or I'm not sure how I feel. Like, and it's more of like when you just need to see somebody again. And I don't think I wasn't proposing to Jenna's character because I needed to see Rosario. It was probably just those getting older jitters and is this the decision you want to make? And then someone that knows you really well basically slaps you in the face and is just like, just do it, idiot.
Absolutely. And you're working with a director again who obviously wrote Dear John. So what was that like?
He was the writer of Dear John, so I mean it was fun for him to direct for the first time, and kind of we were all doing something for the first time. It was our first thing that we were producing, and it was his first time directing, so it was it was a learning experience all the way down the road.
Absolutely. And Channing, you're on fire right now. I mean, I've heard rumblings about a Magic Mike 2, also Haywire 2. Any truth to that?
I'm not sure about a Haywire 2. I mean, as far as I know, I mean, Soderbergh's retired. So I mean, and Magic Mike 2, we're still trying to figure it out. It's hard because Soderbergh is done directing now for at least a long time. So I mean, I just don't know. I don't know if I'd want to make the movie with anybody else.
Well, thank you very much. This has been Magic Mike himself, Channing Tatum. Thanks. So I was talking to your lovely husband, Channing, over there, and I was saying this is kind of a reunion for you two, and that you met on the set of Step Up, right? So what's it like working together again?
It was nice. It was really nice to be in the same place on set, the same zip code, you know what I mean? Not having to like go and always travel and visit each other. But wonderful. I mean, he's such a great co-star. I mean, regardless of being my awesome husband, he's also a really amazing actor and an amazing co-star. So it was a no-brainer to work together again, and we had a great time.
So tell me a little bit about the plot.
Well, it's about obviously a 10-year high school reunion and all the different people and relationships and funny things that happen in the course of our one night, all the dramatic things, all the relationships and connections that you haven't seen in 10 years and what could happen after that. And it's just like it's kind of like a big ensemble fun dramedy, and lots of chaos ensues, and it's just a great, cute little charming movie.
Right. And if you had your 10-year reunion, what's some of the music that you would remember from back in the day?
Good. I mean, my girlfriends and I were obsessed with the Romeo and Juliet soundtrack. We listened to that over and over. We liked like 311. Remember 311? The Sundays. I'm trying to think of and then for me, because I was a dancer, oh my God, it was like, at that time, it was like Ani DeFranco and Tori Amos, and it was like all about the lyrical,
right,
temporary, I'm so sad dance sort of thing. So like those songs, Sarah McLachlan, songs like that bring me back.
Right. I think that you definitely need a role in Magic Mike 2. If there's a Magic Mike 2, I think you need to be in that, don't you? There needs to be the kind of female side to that.
I think so too. I mean, I could definitely pull some strings and sort of make that happen.
I think you have a connection.
I think I do. I think if there was ever a job I could get, that would be the one I could get.
Turner, how are you?
How are you?
You look fabulous.
Not as fabulous as you.
Oh, I don't think so. You kind of play the old flame of Channing Tatum's character. So what was that like?
It was fun, actually. It was really sweet. I never had a 10-year reunion. My school just was too ghetto. It just didn't. They did not get it together. And so it was really sweet to think about that and going down memory lane. And it was, I think for me, I was very lucky because I was friends with a lot of people. I'd worked with Channing before, and I was known Chris for years, and like a lot of old pictures that we had, we were able to actually take from ourselves. I'd worked with Oscar on this very first thing that he ever did coming out of Juilliard. We did Shakespeare in the Park together, known Anthony Mackie for, so it was just
Wow.
like
It was a reunion for you.
it really was a reunion, so I got to experience it sort of in that way, and it was just really fun. And just to think about that nostalgia, it made me think about going back into high school and my old friends and what that time was like and how different my life was then and how I just could never have imagined where it was going to go. So it was really sweet.
And what was it like working with Mr. Magic Mike himself, Channing Tatum?
He's wonderful, I have to say. I mean, I've worked with him before, but I didn't get to really meet him or really work with him. I did this film with him several years ago, and
Right, Saints, right? The Guide to
Recognizing Your Saints.
That was a great movie.
And it's a great film, and I was glad that we were able to come back together, and then I got to actually really get to know him and Jenna, who is amazing. And you know, as much as he's Magic Mike and got the moves, I have to say Jenna's pretty outrageous. I've seen her on The Connect, and damn.
So if you had your 10 year, okay, let's say that we gave Rosario finally her 10 year. What was the music you were listening to back in the day? And what were the dance moves you were doing back in the day? Repeat that.
Salt and Pepper, and wildly inappropriate. Like it came on the other day, and I was like, you know, one of the rappers on, it's like 1993. I was like, I was 14. That is not okay. I knew all those lyrics. I'm like, somebody's getting on my nerves, and I'm like, get off my bra strap, boy, stop sweating me. I was like, whoa.
Good. So, you know, I'm realizing that most of the people in this film, it's like 6 degrees of separation. Like everybody kind of knows everybody in some way. So tell me about that.
Well, I've known Jamie Linden, our writer, director, since, I don't know how long ago it was, but we did a movie called We Are Marshall together. And we've been,
Great film.
Thank you. We've been friends ever since then. And then I've known Channing for a while, and then met his wife as well. And so Jenna and I have been friends for a while. So everybody. I also did a movie with Anthony Mackie and Brian Garrity. They were in We Are Marshall. So we were all connected in one way or another.
It's kind of like a reunion on the set, right?
Oh yeah, it was. Well, this in particular feels like a reunion because we're all together again, which is so much fun.
Tell me a little bit about your character.
Well, I play Elise, who in high school, she's based on what I was like. I was very shy and I wasn't a part of any particular groups, was really focused on acting and couldn't wait to get out of school, and the whole social aspect of school was very nerve-wracking to me, and so those are all like the similarities. My character is like that as well in the film. So she sort of comes back and doesn't really know that many people, but she and Oscar Isaac, his character, have they have a thing that never basically, I think they both had a crush on each other in high school, and nothing ever happened. Right. And then she finds out that he's written this incredible song about her. So yeah, that's sort of what happens with me.
Right. And if you were to have your 10 year, okay, what was the music you were listening to back in the day?
I was such a nerd loser. I was listening to like show tunes. I was not listening to anything.
Please name a show tune.
Name a show tune? I mean,
that you were listening to.
Anything in Les Mis or like Annie or Oklahoma, like nothing cool.
This has been Leilani Clark live on the red carpet. Thanks for joining me.